Good morning, all. Um, we will be beginning with hashing today. Probably my last class of this semester. If you want me to continue the class, you can let me know. I think yesterday only I have discussed about it. So let us go ahead. Okay, anyone has completed yesterday's program? Comment yes or no. At least have you tried? Do comment yes or no. You tried. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So um, let us go ahead with hashing today. Okay. I think uh, many such examples are there which has the applications of hashing. Okay. Let us just go ahead with it. Now, I'll give you a question first of all. Okay. You have to tell me the answer for this is the need for hashing. Okay. You have a problem like this. Suppose there is a large telephone company and they want to have a caller ID capability enhanced to its users. Okay, there is a given phone number available. For that particular phone number, the caller ID has to be attached. ID of the caller. Okay, so if there are r number of total number of people who are using the telephone facility given by the company, then I would have to give 0 to r, that is 0 to r number of, that is 0 to r minus 1 number of caller IDs generated for every phone number that is available. It means what? There has to be unique key value pair. I'll give you one more example. Dictionary is one such example which talks about a word is given, that word's meaning, that word's synonyms, they are on the second column of that particular word. Okay, all the words are there in the first column and their relevant meanings are there in the second column. So these are few of the examples which talk about the given problem. Now, what may be the solution for this? How can I have a solution for this kind of problem with the help of the data structures that you have learned till now? Can anybody answer to this? I want to have this kind of data store to be generated. What is the way to generate it? Can anybody comment? I'm waiting for your answers. Okay, think of stack. Can you do this? Two corresponding arrays will work. But Praveen, it has a problem. If I call upon array A's zeroth index and I call upon the array B's 10th index, then also they will map. But actually there has to be a mapping, one-to-one mapping, one-to-one correspondence has to be there. Can you ensure if you take two arrays?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you ensure one-to-one correspondence for the solution that you have given?
Uh, in a way, ma'am, because ma'am,
In a way, but
if
you cannot achieve it to the fullest extent.
then we can try for that array of structures or that linked list part, ma'am. Linked list
Okay.
approach,
Okay. So
because
can you think of an array linked to a linked list?
we can store its index number with that linked list, ma'am.
Okay. Okay.
To
Any other
make an
solution? Any other solution from anybody? See, Praveen, whatever you are speaking about, I call it as bucket sorting or bucket implementation of the data. Okay, so I'll give you the solutions. Okay, first solution, it talks about a balanced search tree. Guys, pardon me, this has not been covered in the syllabus. Actually speaking, AVL was part of the syllabus of data structures, but you will learn about it in advanced data structures in the sixth semester. Okay, so we can have the implementation done for this kind of problems by using what is called as balanced search tree. There are two or more varieties of balanced search trees. Best examples are AVL trees and red black trees. Okay, second is I call it as bucket array. This is what Praveen was speaking about. Okay, I talk about bucket array where indexed phone numbers are stored, and according to that there will be a storage of linked list associated. Okay, then I have the third solution that is called as hash table. What is this hash table talking about? This hash table is nothing but a huge collection of data is available as part of one of the column of the data structure. On the other side of on the second column of this data structure, it means a data structure will look like this. It looks like a table containing two columns. It contains table containing two columns. This side would be phone numbers and this side would be what? Corresponding caller IDs that is associated. So I can call it as table of contents. And table of contents are in such a manner that there is a one-to-one correspondence between these two. It means what? This row entry is not at all mapping to this row entry of second column. There is no connection at all. Okay, this kind of solution can be made available by using the third solution called as hash table. This hash table basically is a data structure, special extended data structure, which uses sometimes arrays, sometimes linked list, sometimes even it goes for what is called as, but it is flat data structure. To be very clear about it, it's called as a flat data structure. Any kind of data structure extension to that, because anywhere we talked about only one data to be stored, its corresponding entry we have never stored. Okay, this kind of arrangement of data in a flat data structure is achievable by what is called as hash table, and normally hash table is famous for what is called as key value pair. Okay, I call it as key value pair, PAIR. What is this key value pair meaning? For that particular key, this has to be the value. Okay, if this is ensured for every key that is stored, then it is called as the best ever solution for the problem given. There is no clashing at all. Okay, we will see about the details of this in the coming up slides. Now, how can I have the storage of these kind of data in the flat data structure called as hash table? Normally, we have something called as a hash function, which talks about where which value has to be saved. See, table when I talk about, there has to be some specific size. Beyond that limit of the size, I cannot store the data. So when I'm talking about the size, at what position which key has to be stored? Which key value pair has to sit at what position? That is decided by some function called as hash function. Okay, that is decided by what is called as a hash function. This hash function can be dependent upon two different categories of hash functions. I can either apply a multiplication method or I can apply what is called as division method. So there are two methods of construction of this kind of hash table. Either I can apply multiplication method or I can apply what is called as division method. Okay, let me just skip through this slide because I'll come back to this afterwards. Okay, I'll just skip through this slide. Yeah, I'll give you one more example. So this table is talking about who is liking what. who is liking what. So that this machine learning, nowadays people are talking about what is called as machine learning. Machine learning is totally dependent upon this kind of data, where at what point who has come, that person taste I should know in advance according to the history. See, if I go to a particular restaurant more than 10 times, the person who is serving there will get to know your taste and will offer the same kind of food to you every time. Okay, this kind of machine learning is nothing but a extended version of this hash table. It talks about you you are the person with this name, you like this kind of taste. Okay, so even such a kind of storage of data is done by what is called as hash table. Now, properties of a good hash function, I think I have talked about it before also, but anyways, let us go with what is this, when a function will become a very good hash function. Okay, whenever I talk about a function that is deciding, first of all, what is a hash function? A function that helps me to allot the space for the relevant data. The data that is right now available in front of me, that data has to be placed at a particular position in the table that is available with me. At what position I have to insert this? I cannot insert it as and when it comes. If I insert it as and when it comes, I can call it as a stack or a queue or even a linked list. Okay, but I want to place it at a particular place so that accessing will become much convenient in the sense on one go I have to get that particular value which is stored at that particular position. Searching is the main intention with which the hash function has to be generated. How this hash function has to be, whenever you want to load the data into the particular data structure, that is loaded according to or after applying a hash function to that. When I'm applying the hash function, this hash function must have the following properties. What is that? It must return a number 0 up to table size minus 1. Okay, up to 0, between 0 and table size, the number is being returned. That number indicates the location of the value to be stored. Okay, it should be efficiently computable. It means what? Big O of 1, it means what? On one go, I should search back the value that is stored. This is the motor with which hash table has been generated. Then, should not waste space unnecessarily. Load factor is very important. What is this load factor? Just give me 1 minute time. I will unlock the meter and come back. Okay, what is this load factor talking about? When I talk about load factor, the number of time, the total number of elements or the key value pairs that are available in the table against the total table size. So number of keys divided by table size indicate the load factor. Okay, if the table size is given as 100, there are 10 elements available. 10 divided by 100 indicates the load factor. Then it should minimize the collisions. What is this collision meaning? You will get to know about this in the first ever example that I am talking about. Whenever you are loading the data into the specific location, the location is obtained by computing the value using the hash function. And when you're computing, same keys, two different values may map to same keys. That kind of situation is nothing but the collision. That is nothing but the collision. So what are the different hash function maps that are available for me? One is called as the division and other is called as multiply. Okay, multiplication property, division property. What is this division? Most popular is division property. What is this division property indicating? If k is the element, any data type it may be, okay, k is the element, that k is applied against mod on the table size. Whatever value I get, that value indicates the position of the loading of the particular element. Okay, now What is this multiplication method? Multiplication method, it talks about A and B are the two constants which are taken, which are assumed, okay, which are assumed. To that, this particular value is taken, mod against the table size. This indicates multiplication method. And most importantly, A and B are chosen in such a manner that they are the prime numbers. Okay. Then, very important or very commonly used hash function is this x mod table size. When I talk about x mod table size, x is nothing but the element mod the table size. Why the table size has to be prime? Most of the times table size is taken as prime. Why? What is the reason for table size being taken as prime? Because whenever I'm talking about random distribution of the elements, I shouldn't have a common pattern. I shouldn't have a common pattern. It may so happen that if I take divisible by 2, divisible by 3 as some table size, then it may happen so that more than one elements are getting mapped to the same key. So in order to avoid that, have a prime number. Have a prime number for the table size. Okay. I think this I will take later. I'll take directly now an example. I'll take an example, then I'll come back. Okay. Um, okay. All of you take down this question and we will have a solution for that. Then we will go ahead with the other discussions. Take down quickly, please. Construct a hash table. Construct a hash table of size 10 of size 10 using the following elements. Take down the elements. 20, 15, 15, 32, 48, 36, 79 and 88. So for these set of elements, you are supposed to construct a hash table of size 10. Okay, this is what is a question given to you. Now, by default, either you are using multiplication method or division method or a combination of both as a hash function. Sometimes you will be given with the kind of hash function that you want to use. Now what I will do is I will assume the hash function to be h of x equal to x mod table size. X mod table size. What is the table size? Can anybody comment? What is the table size given? 10. Okay. Table size given is 10. So now x indicates every element that is given here. Every element that is given. So go on applying element by element on this function. H of 20 is equal to 20 mod 10. How much it sounds good? How much it holds for h of 20? What is the value that you will get? 0, correct. So you will get a value 0. Now let me draw the table for you. This is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. 0 to 9 indicates table of size 10. Now 20 maps to 0. Okay, 20 maps to 0. 15 maps to 5, correct. 15 maps to 5. 32 maps to 2. It's as simple as that. Whatever is at the units place, that will be the position, because value of n is 10. Okay, value of n is 10. 48 maps to 8. 36 maps to 6. 79 maps to 9. 88 is mapping to 8. This is a point at which you can notice more than one element is getting mapped to the same location. Can I have two elements at the same location? I cannot, because hash functions property says that every key or every element must have exactly one location. You cannot have more than one elements getting the same location. So how can you resolve this? This is called as a collision resulting from the hash function. How can you resolve this? There are multiple ways of resolving it. Are you getting or not? First of all, are you getting or not? Please let me know from your end. Is this okay? Up to now, whatever I have explained, is this okay for you? Say yes or no. Okay. Yes, what about others? Yeah. Are you all sleeping? Doubt in some properties. Go ahead, Praveen.
Ma'am, I will revise from the video, ma'am. It's okay.
Okay, ठीक है. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Any other? So shall I proceed? Okay. So according to this example, when I talk about collisions, I have something called as collision resolution. When there is a problem, there has to be some solution for that. Okay. Whenever the collision occurs, I can have different kinds of collision resolution algorithms. Okay. One example is called as separate chaining. What is this separate chaining? Or I can call it as open chaining. The meaning of this is when I was drawing the table, if more than one element is getting mapped to third position, suppose. At third position, what I will do is I'll create a linked list. And linked list works something like this. Every element that is getting mapped to the same position, that is arranged in the queue manner, in the linked list in the queue manner. It means what? Inserted at the rear end. But again, this has a cost. What is the cost? First of all, it has to search third position. Then it has to scan through the whole of linked list. It may so happen that the element that you are searching is the last node available in the linked list. So there is a lot of penalty in this. Instead, can I have a flat data structure associated? It means what? Inside this table area only, I have to find out a position for that particular element which is getting classed with the other element. So what is the solution then? What is the solution? I have something called as closed hashing, or I can call it as what is called as probing. Two solutions for this collision. What is this collision? More than one element getting mapped to the same position in the hash table due to the hash function. Either you can change the hash function, or with the existing hash function, you have to make sure that elements are arranged in such a manner that collisions are resolved there only, locally. You are not propagating it globally. Propagation at the global level indicates what? Change the whole of the hash function and rehash the whole set of values. That is the highest penalty that you can have. Imagine you have hashed already 100 elements, and 101 to 150 there are encountering collisions every now and then. Then you will assume that, hey, what I can do is I will change the hash function itself. You just imagine 0 to 150. Again, you have to hash. That is a highest penalty that you can incur for such a foolish thing. So it is not so easy to change the hash function. Instead, what you can do is, for the same hash function, can I have a local thing done, local modification done? That is called as separate chaining, or the other solution for that is called as probing. Separate chaining I have talked about already. All the elements that are getting mapped to the same location are constructed with a singly linked list attached to that particular index. That every index is associated with a separate linked list. It is called as separate chaining. Every index has a linked list associated. But again, it has a drawback. What is that? If the element to be searched is the last node in the linked list, the longest linked list that is available, then definitely there is a lot of payout for that. Okay, then what is the other solution? I don't want to have another data structure included in this. Instead, in the same table that is available, कुछ ना कुछ तो करना होगा, so that the elements will move around in the same table. It will not cross the limit of that. Okay, so this table, you can think it as an array. You can treat it as an array. Array is always so simple. It is so simple to handle. Okay, so then what should I? Okay, what is that you're not getting, Yogesh? Can you be
Ma'am,
clear? Yeah,
ma'am, recent one which you're teaching, probing part.
probing part. I will explain it. Don't worry. Okay. See, the first solution. Have you got this separate chaining, Yogesh?
Yes, ma'am, got that.
Okay. I have not at all talked about what is this probing. Probing. Okay. You just wait. So what is that? What is the solution so that the elements are rearranged in the same table instead of taking one more separate data structure and attaching that to the table? Instead of doing that, I will do the jugaad in the available position. Jugaad it is. It's called as a jugaad in a very simple thing. What I can do is, okay, this particular element is getting clashed with the other element that is already available. What I will do is, I will just check the neighboring element, neighboring position. Suppose there is a clash at position 2. There's a clash at position 2 and 3 is right now empty. You just imagine like this. What I will do is, I'll probe it to the next position. I will just peep it. Probing is nothing but peep into the next slot, peep into the next empty slot that is available. If available, place it there. Otherwise, proceed next, proceed next. Again, this probing has multiple options. Okay, I will go into the depth of this particular probing. Yogesh, you just wait. Okay. The two things I have talked about. One is called as open hashing, that is talking about every collision, every position is associated with what is called as a linked list. Element that is getting mapped to that particular position are stored at the rear end of the linked list associated to that particular location. That is called as separate chaining or open hashing. There is something called as closed hashing, which talks about probing. Okay, talks about probing. What is this probing talking about? Either the probing is linear probing, or it is quadratic probing, or there is something called as double hashing. What all these are? I'll take a simple example. All of you please try constructing the hash table for this. Then I will apply linear, quadratic and double hashing. Okay. So you take down. Construct a hash table. Construct a hash table for the following set of elements. For the following set of elements. For a table of size. For a table of size 8. For a table of size 8. Elements are 2, 32, 48, 11, 14. 2, 32, 48, 11 and 14. Okay, these are the elements that needs to be stored inside a hash table of size 8. So it means I should have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Okay, this is what I require because 0 to 7 indicates 8. Now 2 maps to what? 2 mod 8. फटाफट से आंसर देना है. 2 maps to 2. Okay, 32 maps to 32 is divisible by 8, so it is 0. Directly you should tell. Okay, 32 maps to 0. 48, where it maps? 0 again. So there is a clash. I'll just mark this. There is a collision. Okay. For 48, before I go ahead with the next element, this element 48 has to be stored somewhere in the same table. I don't want any additional table, any additional data structure associated to it. Okay. In open hashing, what I would have done? For this, I would have added 48 at the rear end of 32. And I would have stored at a 0th position the starting address of that particular linked list. This was the solution. But again, that I also have discussed with you what is the problem associated. Instead, what I will do, now I will apply what is called as linear probing. Okay. What this linear probing tells? It tries to tell, okay, at this position there is a problem, there is an element. Can you do +1 to this and check, is there any position, is there any element in +1? If not, you store this element. You store this element. And well, even if I have an element at +1, can you do +2 and check? Can you do +3 and check? Until you get a valid position to that particular element. And once it gets the position, index table is generated according to that. 2 is at position 2, 32 is at position 0, 48 is at position 1, 11 is at position 3, 14 is at position 5. The index table gets generated according to this. And when I'm searching for that particular element, it is on one go. A of 0, A of 10, if I do, it is on one go, I can get back the value that is stored at that position. Okay, so very important task that is associated for this hashing is construction is done only at once, but searching happens n number of times. Searching is the target operation. Now, 48 I want to store. If I apply linear probing, what I will do is for this particular position, add +1 and check whether the element is there or not, or whether it is empty or not. Yes, 1 is empty here. So 48 gets the position 1. Gets the position 1. Now I'll go to 11. So there was one collision and that got resolved using the linear probing by adding 1. Okay, now 11. 11 mod 8 is 3. So 11 gets directly the empty position that is available. 14. 14 mod 8 is 6. So 14 also gets its position, not an issue. Imagine now I have a value 30 to be stored. I have a value 30 to be stored. What is the position 30 gets? 6. Correct? It gets a position 6. There is a collision for 30. There's a collision for 30. So if I apply linear probing, what it tells? Do +1. If it is empty, store there. So the new index for the element will be 7. Okay. So I will store 30 after doing +1. There is one collision and I have solved it by linear probing by adding 1. Are you getting this or no? Do you have any kind of doubts at this point? Please let me know. If you want me to take one more example, I'll take one more example. Okay, take down. Construct a hash table. Construct a hash table of size 10 for the following set of elements. For the following set of elements. Find how many collisions are there. Find how many collisions are there after construction. Then solve these collisions. Then solve these collisions by applying linear probing and quadratic probing. By applying linear probing and quadratic probing. Okay, let me just have a table. It becomes much convenient because I have to draw again and again. Yeah. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Okay. What all are the elements? Take down the elements. 25, 38, 40. I'll repeat. 25, 38, 40, 52, 52. Let me write it so that I cannot forget. 25, 38, 40, 52, 67, 88, 69, 75, 20, 100, 101. Okay, so these are the elements to be for which the hash table has to be generated. Now, if I take 25, where 25 has to be, make it fast. This is division by 10. 25 goes in 5th position. 38 goes in 8th position. Okay, 40 goes in 0th position. Correct. 67 goes in 7th position. 88, there is a collision. So I will write 88 here and I will note down one collision. This is normal hash table construction. Okay. After applying linear probing, how it looks like, that we will see later. 88 I cannot accommodate because there is a collision. Okay, I'll skip that element. 69 comes into 9th position. 75 there is a collision, so I cannot insert 75 at that position because already there is a 25 available. 20 there is a collision, so there is a collision. 3rd collision, I cannot accommodate 20 because 40 is already there. 100 again, 2nd collision at 0th position, I cannot accommodate 100. Okay, 101 comes into 1st position. Actually, how many elements are there? 11 elements are there, but actually allotted elements are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. 6 elements are allotted. How about other 5 elements? They are not allotted with any position, though the positions are available. This is a normal hash table construction without any collision resolution method. Okay. Now if I apply linear probing for this, I'll come back. Okay. Anushka, I think whatever question you have asked, to that I am answering this. Okay. Now what I will do, 25 is at 5, 38 at 8, 40 at 0. Now I am applying linear probing. Okay, 52 at 2, 67 at 7, 88 there is a collision. What I will do is 88 supposed to be here, plus 1 I'll do. So 88 is shifted to 9th position. Are you getting this? Are you getting this? Please let me know. Please comment on the things that I have covered till now. Are you getting this? Yes or no? Okay. Compare this table with the previous table where 88 was never given any position. Okay. It means what? Data I'm losing totally. I'm losing the data totally. But here data is intact and it is in the same table. It is in the same table. I am not calling for any other additional data structure other than this table. Then 69. Of course, there is a collision. So what I will do? I'll do plus 1. How do you do plus 1? If I do plus 1 normally, it will be 10. Can I do plus 1 normally? No. Plus 1 mod size. Do you remember circular queue? Circular queue. When I am talking about circular queue, same thing goes here. There is a wrapping around. Actually, there is a wrapping around. Okay, from last position to the first position. So if I do plus 1, 69 is there. Okay, there is a collision here. If I do plus 1, it will come to 0th position. There is an element already. So I'll do plus 2. For 69, how many collisions you encountered? For 88, how many collisions? Only one. Only one. There was a collision with 38. For 69, I had a collision with 9th position. I had a collision with 40 also. So there are 2 collisions for 69. But even though I had 2 collisions, 69 got its position. I didn't throw away that element. Data throwing away, you just imagine your phone number getting deleted because of space unavailability. You just imagine. You cannot deny any data only just because of the space constraint. You have to make sure that data has to be somewhere stored. Okay. Guys, before I proceed, I am left out with exactly 5 minutes. After this class ends, you have to join back. Another 15 or 20 minutes I require to complete this. Okay, otherwise it just postpones to next class tomorrow. I don't want to do that. Today only I will complete this. Okay, so 69 gets 2 collisions, but it gets its position. Then I have 75. 75, there is a collision, but plus 1 if I do, 75 gets 6th position. Okay, so if I write array of 6, I will get the value 75. Okay, then 20, there's a collision. When I do plus 1, so 75 has 1 collision encountered. 20 against 40, there is a collision. Plus 2 when I write, do 69, there is a collision. Plus 3 when I do 52, I have a collision. Plus 4 will give me the solution. Okay, so it has 3 collisions associated. 100, when I take 100, again has a collision against 40, 69, 52, 20, but it gets its position at 4th position. So how many collisions it encounters? 4. When I try to insert 101, there is no position at all. It means what? Number of elements has to be far lesser than the table size. Only then the mapping will be much convenient. Don't decide upon the table size much smaller compared as against the elements that are available. You have to have that far sight. Okay, for this particular application, I may require this amount of data. So I should have at least the double the size of the data that I can predict. I think I have answered your question, Anushka. You had asked this question.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So 101 will never get its position. Reason? Table itself is this much. You're trying to eat beyond your limitation. Definitely it will come out. You will vomit out the extra thing. Okay. So this is how a linear probing is applied in order to solve the collisions so that every element gets its position despite of those many collisions. So in order to lessen these number of collisions, in order to have less number of collisions, what best is you take a larger table size, much larger table size, and the table size must be prime number so that the number of collisions will be lesser. This is the reason why the good hash function properties holds like that. Okay, so soon you join back. I'll talk about quadratic probing, I'll talk about double hashing, and I'll also talk about what is called as hash table construction for a string. If this is a normal element, integer element, if I want to have string data to be stored, how can I go ahead? Okay, so we will discuss all those things in the next class. Please join back after 2 minutes.